My name is Doug Stewart, as has been said, and I work with Success on our Brave Hearts programme. We've talked a lot about problems, so maybe the next 10 minutes we can talk about the success solutions to those problems and the support that we give to people within our community. And that's people like Jamie, who was speaking earlier so eloquently and movingly about mental health. And thank you for that, Jamie. You were awesome. So first of all, talking to Sophie and Matt, and Matt, this looks a little bit as a surprise that you maybe didn't realise you were coming up here. Right, microphone near, that's great, thanks. The reason we're so funny about microphones is we're recording things for YouTube, and when you're listening on YouTube, if there's long gaps, that's because microphones weren't near mouths. So first question then, so when you were starting off on your recovery journey, did you know other people, or did you think you were the only ones?
I was very young, and no, I don't think I ever thought there were other people. I remember going through junior school and after that, even just regular school. And yeah, do you know what I remember? I remember boasting about my Hickman line. I remember getting it out when I was changing for sports. This is when I was 3 or 4 years old, bear in mind. And just going, look, I got a Hickman line. I'm wearing a crop top, and I had no idea what a crop top was.
So I think this is one of the things that we find in the Brave Hearts community as people join us and we do friendship groups and we meet together. The very first comments are things like, I never had a friend since primary school. And we get together and we form friendships and we support each other and we're there for each other. And the discussions are very much led by our community. They can be, I'm experiencing a lot of fatigue at the moment. What do you guys do? How do you manage that? And we have those discussions. So how does Success support the two of you?
So I think for me, going and it links into the last question you just asked, is when you got diagnosed with cancer, suddenly your friends, which you are still hopefully your friends, but there's segregation there, so they don't understand what you're going through. And while there are charities out there, which I've been involved with, like sailing and things, that takes people from all over the country and brings them together. What I like about Success is how actually that you're able to link up with people online who, again, are all over the country, but some of them are also local. And it's that chat and that support of actually, this is what I'm struggling with, and what you'll find is that somebody else will actually, most of the time, will be able to relate to it. And then, you can have a discussion around that subject and how they potentially have got around it.
And both of you write for our magazine, some of which are on seats for you to read and take away. Brave Hearts magazine, the aim of that magazine is that somebody on diagnosis who's wondering about what their future holds might be able to get hold of a copy of that magazine written by our survivors, for survivors, and see what their survivorship journey might well look like. The front cover is from our trip to London Zoo recently. So we organise a number of trips. We have picnics where we get together. We have trips to the zoo. We are going on a trip to a theme park to ride roller coasters. One of our community wants to do that, so we're having a trip together, and a slightly more sedate trip. Apparently we're going to see Mamma Mia. So if you know whether that's good or bad, please just let me know. So we're doing things together. We're a group together, and we're supporting each other through this journey, this lifelong journey, because you have to be an adult to be within the group, or over 16 to be within the group, but we're supporting people right the way through. We have Brave Hearts Live, just very briefly. We've been talking, Sophie, about fertility at Brave Hearts Live. Helen has been talking about hormones. we can't find other topics for Helen. She talks about hormones I don't know. I've learned endocrinology and hormones sort of go together, but we're talking about hormones. And what's really interesting are the discussions that you have, because often this is the first time to really, in an informal way, chat through questions and issues with somebody who has answers. And it's really interesting to find out those things. What do you think about Brave Hearts Live?
Well, from the little I've been involved, only because I've only just sort of been asked to write something, I think it's fantastic. I saw it for the first time properly when you sent me a draft version of the one we've got here. And I was amazed at how many people are involved and how authentic the stories are. I've previously written something else for someone else, and that one was a bit more fine-picked and combed through and reviewed, whereas Doug said to me, oh no, just write what you want and I'll look at it. Yeah, it's probably great. Maybe do a spell check. Fine.
That's it.
But that's
the full editorial system. So that's Brave Hearts Live. We've got peer mentoring, where we have trainer survivors who have gone through an ASDAN accredited course in counselling, and they are helping to train our peer mentors, who in turn are helping our peer mentees. That's an awful lot of mentor and mentee words in one sentence. And we're seeing huge leaps forwards with people that have gone through that program, and the people that have worked one-on-one, the mentors taking great pride in watching the mentees grow and staying in touch with them. And so if that's something that you think your patients would benefit from, and if it's something that you think you would benefit from, then please come and have a word with one of the success team afterwards. We've got the digital therapy program, which is, Helen touched on that in the questions, which is a new online program. And we are on the first cohort after an initial trial. We're on the first cohort for that, but we've got the dates for the next 3 cohorts. So again, if you think people would be interested in joining us on that. And then finally, the friendship group, which is 6:30 on a Monday. We just meet together, we play games together, we play word games together, we just chat and we support each other and we have coffee. And we do have somebody in the group who particularly likes jellyfish. And so we do tend to talk quite a lot about jellyfish, and we had the most fiendish quiz the other week. So if you're intrigued, please join us. And if you're a medical professional clinician, please recommend people to join. We now have these referral cards, and we asked a load of nurses, how would you like to introduce people to our services? And they said, do not give us leaflets. Our drawers are filled with leaflets. We do not need any more leaflets. So we've created a card instead of a leaflet to introduce people to success. On the back, there's a QR code. When they follow that, they go through to a special page on our website with access to all of our different services. So if you are signposters in any way, can you please take some of these away and use them? Finally, or almost finally, can I just say, if you know anyone anywhere in the world, you probably send a Christmas card. If you send a Christmas card, you need success Christmas cards, which are available at the back of a room from Sam. So please don't forget that.